Alright, so the guys got just about everything sanded and cleaned off. They're just doing the inside of the pool coping. There's a little bit of run marks from the water and all the rain. They're sanding that, and we're about ready to start staining. We're going to take lunch and then start putting this down. So just to recap, we are using exterior flat acrylic latex, and this is from Sherwin-Williams. So we use the Sherwin-Williams color swap app, and I took pictures of that brick and this fence right here, and I pulled like 7 colors out of that, and that's how we got that color chart right there. And then we basically are using like 6 or 7 colors on here, like 4 or maybe 5 base coat colors, and then we're antiquing with the same stuff just diluted down, and we'll show you how we do that, and you can see how you can get all that different variation in the same stone. So we went ahead and got more of this. So what we do is, this is 1 quart. Dump this in the bucket, fill this up with water 3 times. So 1 quart ends up making 1 gallon. So now we have 2 gallons of this Curio Gray. And yeah, Brittany's working on one, I'm working on one. This one's pretty much done and ready. And we got these other ones here we got to get ready. And by the time they're done sanding and blow everything off real good, we're going to eat some lunch, and then we're going to start putting this stuff down. And we like to do this so they can see and tell us which ones they really like and which ones they don't. If you notice, this is basically our borders, and we did different colors on here so they could pick a border color. And then we just did some different stones. These are just samples that, you know, kind of last minute threw them down. This is probably my favorite one with color. But honestly, I mean, the darker, I'm not, you know, the dark ones like that, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is in the wall. So I think we got some nice color variation, and I think it blends in with the brick pretty good. Loud, but we got 4 of our base colors put down, and I'm gonna turn this thing. You see where we have tape at? That signifies which ones we want to stain. And so the guys are moving. I like to use this brown board, this masonite, and we cut it into strips. And if you notice, not to mess these guys up, but one side is smooth and slick. I like to use this side because it absorbs. If you use the other side, it'll want to repel, it'll like repel and run and drip off of there. So now we're getting into a darker brown color, which the homeowners want, which kind of ties into this, but I'm kind of intimidated of it. I don't want it to be too bold. So what we did is we took our dark brown that we had 1 quart of paint, diluted it with 3 parts of water, so now we have 1 gallon. And what we just did is took this brown and made it 50-50 with water, just so it's not as bold. And I'm gonna lightly spray it and see how it looks, because I do not want these stones to like super pop out. I want it to like all blend together and be subtle. All right, so our next color would be weathered shingle. The problem is the weathered shingle came out a little bit more gold than the homeowners wanted. This is weathered shingle right here. It's probably hard to tell, but it has like a goldish hue. In my opinion, it matches that buff color, and the grout line's pretty good, but we're gonna tone it down. So what we did is we just used caribou diluted 50-50 with water, so it wasn't so rich of a dark brown. So what we just did is we took this weathered shingle, which is this color, and we added a little bit of the caribou, which got us this color. And so it kind of takes some of the gold out of there, if you can tell. Just kind of richened it up a little bit. So we're gonna try a stone and see how it does and see how it looks. Here's our stones. You can tell we blended some colors together here on a few of them. Here's our border. Really ties into the post nice. I had to clean the filter out of our HVLP gun yesterday. It wasn't spraying right, so I may have to recoat some of this border. But we've got to do the border here around the pool deck. Ready to start putting our antique down. Just to show y'all what we've got, we have 3 different colors of antique wash. These are all concentrate, so this is a mixture of fawn and boulder, and it's 70% stain, 30% water roughly. And this one is a mixture of hazelnut, black, and old plank. So we're trying to make a nice aged antique look. Once again, 70% stain, 30% water. And then this one over here that we're about to start with, Bub has, this is just dark walnut, and it's mixed 50-50 with water. All right, so basically we've gotten all this pool deck done. We're right here on these last couple of panels.
That walnut?
This right here is your best friend on something like this. This with water. So we're using this water right here, and we're spraying this down and wetting it really good. We have 3 of our antique colors we're spraying down, and if you walk around over there, you'll see basically that water is carrying it into the low spots, and I'm using this magic trowel right here and pulling it off the tops. That's all I'm doing, is dragging it and pulling it off the tops. If you blend some of these colors together, no big deal. It adds character to it because you have that undertone, that the different base colors that we sprayed. So what each one of these colors is going to affect each stone differently. The main thing is I don't want to start here and end up with a line. So I want to start on my grout line and swoop around and pull my way out. All right, guys, so next step for us, this isn't really mandatory. It's something you don't have to do if you can talk your homeowners into going with darker grout lines. If you go with light grout lines, like a light gray or a buff color, and you do this method, there's no question that you're going to get it down on the grout lines and you're going to get discoloration. If you go with darker grout lines, like a dark base coat before you tape over it, you have the, basically the dark base coat won't show your stains. But with that being said, I'm going to turn this around. I've been saying this through the whole video, but the tape has been pulled on these PVC strips. So what we did is we got a multi-purpose acrylic, and it bonds to plastic. So we've got to paint all these PVC things. So what we're going to do is, it sucks, but we're just going to run through here and paint all of our grout lines. And what I did is I color matched the base coat, and you can see where I painted those. You can see the difference when you seal that brown would take over, but just to make sure, make everything match, you can see where I stopped here. I just have a little brush, a thin stiff brush, and I have this diluted 50-50 with water, and basically we're just going to brush all these grout lines real quick. Now with that being said, when we get over to this PVC, we're going to do it straight and not cut it with water, and that way it's a solid color. Anyways, we gotta try and get this thing done today, so we're going to get back to it. So Riley and Shiloh are over here getting all the tape off and the residue off, and they're sanding the PVC strips to where it has a little bit of rough texture to it, so this stuff will stick a little bit better. You got Bub and I are doing this while they're working on that. You can see he's brushing these grout lines out real nice. All right, we're getting there. So we're brushing all the grout lines. All the PVC expansion has been sanded and cleaned up. You can see how much the grout lines really make all the stones stand out. You can still see this white or off-colored white here. PVC strips, and that's what I'm doing now. So you can see that I just painted that one. It's still drying. When it dries, it gets a lot darker. I did this one here all the way down, and you can see how much better that blends in there and over there compared to this one. We're getting there. I think we're going to get a coat of sealer put down, which would be good. Well, the glare isn't helping. It's dark on us, but you can see we got a coat of sealer down. How it enhances all these colors. And Brittany and I are leaving at 5 a.m. tomorrow, and Bub and Shiloh are coming back, and they'll get another 2 coats of sealer put down and get everything cleaned up, and they'll be heading up to Decocrete with us. They're leaving Wednesday morning, so just wanted to show you guys before we left what it looks like sealed, and that's just 1 coat, so can't wait to see it finish. Hopefully this helps some of you guys with some cool techniques and tips and tricks, and yeah, hopefully you can use it. Alright guys, so that's a wrap. Hope you guys have learned some new tips and tricks. We're really stoked on how this thing turned out, so don't be afraid to go get some hardy board, or if you have some old concrete, put this stuff down and try it, learn it, add this to your arsenal of stuff, and watch what will happen. So one more walkthrough for you guys. Let's check this thing out. Colors came out sweet. This is really a cool tip and trick with all hand textured stuff to make these stones all look individual. And then most people use antiquing. We showed you how to do this all with water-based stains. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We have a lot of other cool projects coming up, and we will catch you on the next one.